Hello everyone, welcome to Exam Lexicon. Today we are going to solve a CAT 2019 Slot 1 LR set called the Archery problem. But before we start, let me just request you guys to first subscribe to our channel if you already haven't done it yet. So the question set was 6 players Tanzi, Umeza, Wangru, Zaila, Yonata and Zeneca competed in an archery tournament. The tournament had 3 compulsory rounds, round 1 to 3. In each round, every player shot an arrow at a target. Hitting the center of the target fetched the highest score of 5. The only other possible score that a player could achieve were 4, 3, 2 and 1. Every bullseye score in the first 3 rounds gave a player one additional chance to shoot in the bonus rounds, round 4 to 6. The possible scores in round 4 to 6 were identical to the first 3. A player's total score in the tournament was sum of his or her scores in all the rounds played by him or her. The table below presents partial information on points scored by players after completion of the tournament. In the table, NP means that the player did not participate in that round, while a hyphen means that the player participated in that round and the score information is missing. The following facts are known. Tanzi, Umeza and Yonata had the same total score. Total scores for all players except one were in multiples of 3. The highest total score was one more than double of lowest total score. The number of players hitting bullseye in round 2 was double of that in round 3. Tanzi and Zeneca had the same score in round 1 but different scores in round 3. So guys, before we get down to the solution, I request you guys to first pause the video here and try the solution once on your own, and then we can do it together as well. So I hope you guys must have tried the solution by yourself by now. So let's get down to it. So let us just note down all the important information and whatever we can infer from it. So there are 6 players. We have taken them to be T, U, W, X, Y and Z. The tournament had 3 compulsory rounds. Then one can score between 1 to 5 in a single round. Okay. Every 5 score or every bullseye in the first 3 rounds give you one additional chance in the bonus round to that player. Okay, a player's total score in the tournament was sum of his or her scores in all rounds played by him or her. Okay, now let us look at the additional facts also. Tanzi, Umeza and Yonata had the same total score. So T is equal to U is equal to Y if T, U and Y represent the total scores of Tanzi, Umeza and Yonata. Okay, so total score of all players except one were in multiple of 3. So 5 players had a final score which was a multiple of 3. The highest total score was one more than double of lowest total score. The number of players hitting bullseye in round 2 was double of that in round 3. Okay, and Tanzi and Zeneca had the same score in round 1 but different scores in round 3. Okay, so now what we can do is we can start filling in the table, the missing values in the table from all the information that we had and whatever we can observe. So the first thing that we can observe is Z has played all the 6 rounds. Okay, so Z score in the first 3 rounds has to be 5, 5 and 5. So we can put that down easily. Okay, next we can just count down all the bullseye for all the players. So T has 1 bullseye, U and Z have 2 bullseye, whereas Y has 1 bullseye. We can easily see that W has 0 bullseye and has played only 3 rounds. Okay, now we know that T is equal to U is equal to Y, and so their score is a multiple of 3 because only one person can have a final score which is not a multiple of 3. Okay, so if we take T score, we can easily take it to be 5 plus 4, which are the T score in round 4 and 2, and then another 5 because we already know T has 1 bullseye in either round 1 or 3, and TX, where TX can be anything either 1, 2, 3 or 4 but not 5. Okay, similarly we can take U's total score to be 13 plus UY, sorry 13 plus uy, yeah, and y score to be 13 plus yz. Okay, where the unknown values can't be 5. So then again this gives us T's value, T, U and Y's value to be 15. This is because the only possible multiple of 3 for U and Y can only be 15, as they can't have value of 5 and their total can't reach 18. Okay, so only possible multiple that they can reach is 15. Also, this makes W as the lowest scorer, as W can't reach 15 because he has not hit any bullseye. Okay, so this point 13 gives us T's remaining value to be 5 and 1, U's remaining values to be 5, 5 and 2, and Y's remaining value to be 5 and 2. Okay, so now if we look at Z, we know that Z has two bullseye, so one of them has to be in round 2, so that the point 9, which is the number of bullseye in round 2, is double of number of bullseye in round 3. Okay, because if Z2 is not 5, then Z3 will be 5, and if R3 will already have 2 bullseye, and R2 will need to have 4 bullseye, which will not be possible because Z2 will not be equal to 5. Hence, we can put Z2 is equal to 5. Okay, so if we use point 6 now, T1 is equal to Z1 and T3 is not equal to Z3. We know that T's only values are 1 and 5, and Z's value are 5 and ZA, where ZA can be anything between 1 and 4. Okay, so if we take T1 is equal to 1, then Z1 will also be equal to 1. Okay, and Z3 will automatically be 5, but we know that T's remaining value is 5, so T3 will also be 5, and we know that T3 cannot be equal to Z3, so it is not possible that T1 has the value 1. So we can put T1 is equal to 5. This will also get Z1 is equal to 5 and T3 is equal to 1. Okay, so we can put these three values in the table. Okay, now as we use in point 11, U also has two bullseye and its remaining values are 5, 5 and 2. So to satisfy the point that the number of bullseye in round 2 has to be double of number of bullseye in round 3, U2 has to be 5, because if U2 is not 5, then U3 will be 5, and if U3 will be 5, then R3 will have 2 bullseye and R2 will need to have 4 bullseye, which will again not be possible. Hence, U2 is equal to 5. Okay, so now if we see in round 2 we already have 3 bullseyes. Okay, and we know that the number of bullseye in round 2 have to be double of number of bullseye in round 3. Okay, so then again it has to be round 2 will need to have an even number of bullseye. Okay, so round 2 will have 4 bullseye, hence the only remaining value, which is Y2 in round 2, will have 5 as a value, and which will also give Y1 to be 2, because that's the only remaining value for Y. Okay, so we can put that Y1 and Y2 value in the table. Now if we look at the remaining bullseye in R3, because R3 will have 3 bullseye and it already has 1 bullseye as X3, so the only 3 remaining values are U3, W3 and Z3. Now we know that Z3 cannot be 5 because Z already has its 2 bullseye in Z1 and Z2, and similarly W3 cannot be 5 as W has hit no bullseye. Okay, so this automatically gives us U3 is equal to 5 and U1 is equal to 2, because that's U only remaining value. So we can put that in the table. So now we also know that the highest scorer will either be X or Z, because T, U and Y have the final total to be 15, and W is the lowest scorer. Okay, so lowest score is W. So then again W score can either be 11 or 12, because 10 will give the highest score to be 21 from the equation that we have. Okay, which is not the case, as X's value is already more than 21 if we look at the total for X. Okay, so then again if we take W's total to be 11, then the highest score will be 23, which again is not possible, because this will give two values which are not two final scores which are not a multiple of 3. Okay, so then again W's total has to be 12. Now if W's total is 12, there is only one possible case scenario where W1 and W3 both are 4. Okay, so we can put that in W1 and W3 three's place. Okay, now W's total to be 12 will give the highest score to be 25, which only X can get, as Z3 can't be 5. Okay, so then again we can easily get the last value for X, which is XX is equal to 4. Okay, we can put that down, and the only remaining value will be Z3. It can be either 1 or 4 because that total has to be a multiple of 3. Now since T3 is equal to 1, so Z3 cannot be 1, so Z3 will be 4. Okay, so this is the final value. So we have now completed the table and we can easily proceed to the questions. So the first question is, what was the highest total score? So we already know that the highest total score is 25, and the answer is option C. Question 2, what was Zeneka's total score? So then again we have just solved that Zeneka's total score is 24, 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5. Hence the answer is option D. Next question, question 3, which of the following statements is true? So Zeneka's score was 23, which is not true. Zeneka was the highest scorer, again not true. Xyla was the highest scorer, which is true, and D again is not true because Xyla's score was 25. Hence our answer is option C. Okay, last question, what was Tanzi's score in round 3? So we can just look at the table. Tanzi's score is 1 in round 3, hence our answer is option 1. So guys, this was all about this set. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and thank you so much for watching it. Stay tuned for more content. Thank you.